I just want to confirm that this is working. I've not seen anything yet. Said I hope y'all had a good weekend and everything's going all right for y'all. All right, I think we're on now. So like I said, I hope everybody's had a good weekend. I hope had a good week so far. And I probably repeated myself a couple times because, like I said, this thing's got a lag on it, like 10 or 15 seconds or more. So anyway, I brought down some more stuff that we were talking about last Tuesday. So we'd have some stuff to go over this week if y'all want. Just shot my video last night. And I opened the Here Hot Merc. Thing's awesome. Daddy found it, I believe, at the Dollar General store. So that's pretty awesome. See, my wife's here saying that I'm on, so that's good. Hey, Randy. Check, check, 1, 2, 3. So yeah, we're, like I said, this thing's a little bit behind. I'm trying to get better at it. And so anyway, I hope y'all, like I said, found some good stuff, or y'all been hunting for some stuff this week. Says we got 6 people in so far, so that's cool. But yeah, I went ahead and brought down some stuff, or got some stuff out. We had discussed some of that last Tuesday on the live, so I thought have a little bit stuff prepared a little bit better. So if anybody wants to talk about any of it this week, we've got it. And I don't know if y'all have opened these or got these yet, but this Here Hot Merc Super is pretty awesome. What's going on, Randy? So yeah, I thought somebody was talking about some Leos and stuff, so I brought some of those. Sizzlers. I got some of my Zowie collection. I've got some more. I just don't know exactly where I put them right now, all those. But I got quite a few of those out. I got some cool Johnny Lightnings out of that last haul that I got from my buddy. That thing's pretty awesome. It's an original Jumpin' Jag from Johnny Lightning Toppers. And then I got a Sand Crab, original Johnny Lightning Topper. It's pretty nice shape. And both of them come out of that last box I got from my buddy up there at the Dayton, Ohio show. Pops is in the house. Yeah, I agree with you, Randy. That T-Hunt is sweet. So anyway, anything particular y'all want to talk about tonight, weekend? People maybe start filing in here in a minute. What's up, Chris? Easy Pickings in the house. I just got back from me, Mom, and Pops' house, my mom and dad's house. We had my son's 20th birthday party tonight over there, and I just left and come here so I could go ahead and get this done, and so I could be here for the live. I'm pretty excited about it. He had a good birthday, 20 years old, so that's cool. So anyway, sorry about that. Like I said, we got a big lag between what's going out and what it's saying here. Trying to listen to it in my ear. And like I was talking to Randy and them earlier, got the new Here Hot Merc. I opened it last night. It'll be on this week's video, along with the package I got from Lee. I went ahead and put it on the video, plus what we picked up on the way to the Dayton, Ohio show. I agree with you on that one, Randy. I wish I was 20 also. Got Larry Stripe. Evening, everyone. How's it going, Larry? Hope you've had a good weekend. I hope I'm not too loud. Something else pretty cool that I found, I may have talked about it some last week, was I was tickled to find this chase piece from M2 because it's got the Peter Max drawing of the Roadrunner there, and then I got the regular one too. So learning how, yeah, this is pretty sweet, Chris. Learning how to type, yeah, me too. Oh, me. So anyway, hope y'all been finding some good stuff. I've been still looking for the purple 83. I hadn't got it yet. I did bring down some Zowies. I know somebody was talking about it last week about the numbskull, and that's the numbskull there. If you don't, I mean, if some people know about Zowie, some people don't. That's probably the hardest Zowie to find. It's U.S. made. And then that's the full set of Zowies there, and the very different variations on those and stuff. And I thought like I said, I thought I'd bring them down so I could talk to y'all about those a little bit. And I got like the German package ones here. They were called Fun Buggies, and they had completely different names on the back of the Fun Buggies for them. So that was pretty cool. I thought I'd bring those down. We'll take a look at those in a bit. Carl Bob, that's what I'm talking about. Good. Richard, what's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good night. Yeah, having a good night, Richard. Glad to see you in. Robert Gardner, traveled about 50 miles, found one purple truck. Hey, it's more than I've found, bud. I tell you, the purple truck's going to be another one of those that I'll have to end up trading around to get probably later. Sorry, I'm trying to look at the camera here, but my chat's over here. Trying to make sure I stay on top of it best I can tonight. But anyway, now, like I said, I brought some sizzlers too. I'll tell you something cool. This sizzler was in that stuff I got from my buddy's thing right before I left. I was really surprised. It ended up having about, I think it had 3 red lines, 2 sizzlers, and then these Johnny Lightning original toppers. If you're into Johnny Lightning at all. I'm not a big Johnny Lightning guy, but they're in great shape, so I'll end up probably trading those around to get me some red lines or something later. Carl Bob, that numbskull's cool. Looking forward to seeing the rest. Oh, yeah. This was my original numbskull. It's a little bit more beat, and I ended up, this was the one that I got from my collection a while back, and ended up finding this one in a bunch of cars. So obviously I've got 2 now. I don't need 2, so I'll have one to trade around to get something else for the collection. These come out originally in '72, the Zowies. Shell promos. These were your Shell promos, and they would sell them at the Shell dealers there. Here's a card out of one of them, and you can kind of see I can tell you the difference in all the sets, but I'm sorry, let's start here. Got the 1972 right there, Goodnight, the Red Lighter, Desperado, the Diablo, and then they have the Baby Buggy, the Bumble Seat, the Covered Dragon, and the Betty Bye. And then, like I said, these you would get at the Shell dealers. And then they also had a release that was out for the public that has a little different variation. And then the ones in the front are the hardest set to get that was out. My favorite of all the Zowies, though, is the Shifty, the Shifter. Kind of reminds me of the Rat Fink stuff. So, whoops, I dropped it. Let me grab it real quick. Oh, sorry about that. That thing took off on me. It hit the ground and took off rolling. Yeah, the they're you know, to compare, you can see this is like a regular. This is the regular Marahata Merc, and then the Zowie is about half the size. So they're pretty cool. The first year set, these are the first year sets. They come out in these baggies like this, and I don't know if you can read that across the plastic there. Let me see if I can get it to where you can read it. I'm gonna get another one that you can read a little easier. The first, you know, the very first release has the plastic bag, says for kids, not for kids under 3 on the actual plastic bag. Then they had to shift in the second set. Let's see if I can find one that's, I got one of each on the, well, there you go. I've got one of each, and then they started having to put them onto the actual. And so you know that whenever you get a first release, it's not, the not recommended for children is written on the plastic bag. And this was like the second shipment or whatever, or at least that's the way I understand it, and they had to put it on the actual piece of paper here. Now, I don't know the exact if which one come first, but everybody seems to say that that one was. So yeah, Carl, the second release, or what I call the second release, are a little bit harder to come by. Of course, we talked about that's the most expensive, the numbskull. Then it seems like that this one here, the Gone Fishing, is pretty close second. And then the Shifty seems to be the next highest. The Light My Fire probably comes in right after that one. And then this is Home Sweet Home there. And then you got your fire hose. But all of the second, all of what I call second series releases, whatever, are pretty pricey, it seems like nowadays. Now the German releases were in the Fun Buggy packages. Now I have those somewhere. I just don't know exactly where all the rest of my Zowies are right now. But these were German released, and they had different names for the. See if I can get it up there. They had different names for the cars there. But that's pretty cool. And then to tell the difference between the production and the production release, I don't know if y'all can see that there. The shell release had the small helmet here, and then you can see the production release had the taller helmet. So that's how you can kind of tell which one was a shell and which one was production. And on this one, you're going to have a big a big yellow hole sticking up here, where this one doesn't from the shell. On the bubbles, the red lights here, you can see that this one has a blue pole on it, but then this one has the taller red light. So this was a production and this was a shell. And there's on that one, you can see that one has a pink pole and this one doesn't. And then this is a production, And then this is the shell. I don't know where my other one loose one is right now. I know it's wherever my other fun buggies are, but you can see the hat's a lot different. The tallness on the hat, it's more skinny on the production release, and then the shell release had a smaller hat. So there's quite a few variations on these things if you're trying to buy them all or trying to collect them all. And then on this one, the production one, and the production one has doesn't have those taller protruding from the top there, those poles, but I don't have those with me today. And then on this one, we have the you got the longer horns on the production one, and the one that was at shell has a shorter horn. The only reason I hadn't opened a lot of these is because each one of these is the variation with the printed on the bag and then non-printed on the bag. And then I've got all the fun buggies somewhere, and then there I've got the rest of these to put out. And I've got all the US version, and I think I've got one UK. Now I don't have all the UKs yet, but there is 5 or 6 UKs. A buddy of mine's got them all, but they have like a bobby hat on one. They got a dog, hot dog stand. They got a traffic light, a parking meter. They got the little letter mailbox, and then I believe they got a telephone booth too. So there's 5 or 6. No problem, Carl. I like to I like to give out some information, especially for people trying to collect these. There's a lot of variations on this stuff, and that's what I was into big time when I was collecting. Well, I still collect hardcore, but I'm mostly into the older stuff now. But I always went all the way down to about every variation, all the way down to the cardboard a lot of times. But on the older stuff, it's more of I like it loose. Some of the Zowie stuff's kind of neat to have the history. Hey, what's up, Lee? I see Lee's here. Yeah. Without looking, they come out in 72, and you see them in 72, 73, Lee. I shot the video last night and opened your box of stuff. It'll be out on this week's video, too. Yeah, Robert, I do have the farbs. I do not have them right now here. They're up in the shop somewhere in one of those boxes. I had bought the set of 4 from somebody. Now, I've got a couple of them were missing some parts, but I'm also was looking for the track set with the boot. I'm still looking for that, but yeah, the farbs are pretty awesome. Now, do any of y'all collect the old Johnny Lightning toppers? Because I don't. And I don't know much about these. I just know they're in really good shape for what they are. I got this jumping jag here. It's in really nice shape. I figured it ought to be, I should be able to trade it toward a Redline or something. And I got this sand crab. I hadn't done any research much on them yet. I'm sure that they're going to be, I don't know much about Johnny Lightning, but I'd say these are in pretty good shape. If these were Redlines, I'd be able to tell you pretty quick that these are in really good shape for Redlines. So I'd say they're pretty good shape for Johnny's, but I really don't know much about those. Now, I did bring down some sizzlers, like I said earlier. I don't know if any of y'all thought earlier when I was talking about it. This sizzler was in pretty nice shape. This was in that stuff I got from my buddy right before we left the Dayton, Ohio show. And I went ahead and pulled down some more sizzlers. Some of my favorite sizzlers is like the Boss Hoss Mustang in orange there. I really like that. I really like this here. This is the Phantom, and it's in chrome. It's pretty cool looking casting. But my favorite sizzlers is the Fat Daddies, and this is my favorite sizzler ever made. I've got an orange one, I believe, of this somewhere. I can't remember if it's orange or red, but this is called the Firework, and these are getting really tough to come by nowadays, it seems like. And then here's the one it's kind of like the paddy wagon, but this one's called the law mill. And those are pretty hard to come by. Some I've got a couple, 3 more. I got a lot more stuff up in the shop that I still got to get through. And they're hard to come by. But if you're into the Sizzlers, you'll know what I'm talking about when you start getting into the Fat Daddy stuff, because that's pretty expensive. Okay, Lee. The old Hot Wheels Owie character heads on Hot Wheels about 10 years ago. That's cool. I don't know if I remember those or not from Johnny Lightning. That's cool, though. Yeah, easy. I love the firework. It's awesome. The back end of it's got the Trans Am symbol into it. Kind of hard to see on here. But that's my favorite. But they're getting so hard to come by. Of course, this one has corroded. And all the chrome, all that white is supposed to be chrome. But it is what it is. Hard to come by anyway. I always look for them, but you just hardly ever see them. Yeah, Lee, it's short run. That's cool, buddy. I'll have to check those out. I'm going to write them down to check them out because I like to see what they look like, those Johnny Lightnings. Robert, I started collecting, like really collecting, in '97. I played with them probably till I was 12 or 13, and then about 17 I started collecting. And I come across the Scorching Scooter. Was the first car I ever seen that I seen on the end of a peg there at Walmart on one of the end caps, and I picked it up. Then I've seen, oh well, there's only 12 of these different cars, so, and that started it. Carl, I used to collect Johnny Lightnings when Playing Mantis was running them. Oh yeah, Playing Mantis had them for what, it was mostly the 90s, Carl. I've had quite a few of those because I collected Trans Ams, and I collected some of the 69 Chargers. I'm kind of partial to them if y'all hadn't noticed yet, because everything that's Trans Am and Chargers I try to check out. I'm writing down those Johnny Lightning. Sorry, I like to, so I can do some research on it. I like to find about it. Fright Night Johnny Lightnings. Yeah, I did have some of those too, Richard. Lee, forgot the name, but they look like Halloween theme or something. Oh, that's cool. I'll check that out, Lee. And then Richard said that a Fright Night Johnny Lightnings. Now, I did have the what was the Dragula, White Lightning, and the Addams Family car. No, what is that called? Anyway, the coach, I had that, but I don't, like I said, I didn't collect Johnny Lightnings like I did, obviously, Hot Wheels. Sometimes my mind just stops and then shifts to something else. I apologize if it just abruptly stops because my mind quits thinking for a second. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, the Boot Hill, yeah, that's awesome. Got some Johnny Lightnings from the late 90s, early 2000s, muscle cars, yeah. The only one, I believe, on that, Chris, that I had that was not like one of the Frightening Lightnings they were talking about was I had a few of I call them high wreckers because Hot Wheels, they were called the spoilers or zingers. Sorry, my mind, like I said, zingers. And in Boot Hill, yeah, I got it. That's awesome. And I also had the Badman Dragster 55, Drag Car 55. My son popped in, Slothy. Today is his 20th birthday. Happy birthday, buddy. I'm glad you stopped in for a minute. We had a party over at my mom and dad's house earlier and had a good time. And so anyway, he turned 20 today, so that was awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, Lee, the zingers, yeah, that's what they're called. And then yeah, that's the Hot Wheel brain freeze. I agree. My mind's going 100 different directions on the different things I'm thinking about. And then y'all have some stuff that I hadn't seen before, so I kind of want to go see that. Yeah, the showstoppers are awesome too. I appreciate y'all wishing him happy birthday. Like I said, 20 years old. Be nice to be 20 again. But I don't think I'd change anything to where I'm at now. So, yeah, the White Lightning Zinger, pricey. Yeah. Now, I have to take it back about Johnny Lightnings. I did hunt them I take it back. I did hunt them in the late 90s, early 2000s because I was hunting the Dukes of Hazzard cars. And I've got the Zingers of them open loose up next to where I sit. And I got a Roscoe's Sheriff car, and I got the General Lee Zingers. And they looked cool, so I actually did collect the Johnny Lightning stuff back then. Elvira, sorry, I'm back in. Elvira Mobile from the Frightening Lightning. I met her. That's awesome. Did you get it signed, Carl? Appreciate y'all wishing him a happy birthday. Said I found these this weekend. I was tickled. I think I might have talked about these last week. I just found them. And I was just tickled to find it because I knew I was going to pick this one up because of the artwork and then finding the case. It was right on the front of the peg. Sorry about that. And then I got the regular one right behind it. So I collect the Peter Max stuff. And then my wife got me this while I was gone last week. Not to change the subject. It was just sitting there and I wanted to show it. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, he's gonna go dig out that Johnny, so I want to write down what it is so I can do a little research on him. Oh, that's cool, Carl. You got your picture with her. That's awesome. I did bring down some Leo stuff. I know somebody was asking about Leos last week, and they actually come out in a lot of different boxes. I don't want to change the subject off Johnny Lightnings, but I'll just go over what I brought down. Now they come out. The harder to find would be these tile boxes on the Leos, if y'all are into Leos. And they got a few out here, different packages, but like this is let me get it out of this plastic bag so you can see it, our plastic protector here. This one you can see is a Leo Collector's Premium, and that's the rocket tank there. And I've got quite a few Leos. There's the Fun City on the back. This thing was 69 cents back in the day. I don't know exactly what year this one come out. I know it was 80s, early 80s. Yeah, that's what's in the blue cards. This is the Leo Mattel Trailbusters of the GMC's Motorhome with Spider-Man. That one's in yellow. And this is the same one in the red Spider-Man. Kind of hard to see them in those plastic cases. Then this is the Prowler. And you know it's been called a lot of different things, little coffin and everything, but that's the Prowler in yellow. And then I believe this is a Prowler in blue. I'm colorblind, but it matches the back of the card, and I say it's blue. So, but yeah, those are some other packages. Now, this one come out. This is the Neat Streeter Leo, and it's made in India there on the base. But the this one come out of the one that had the checkerboard, the yellow and black checkerboard background, and it's got a little bit darker sides on the actual red inside the sides is how you can tell, or at least this one does. I believe that's how you can tell. But anyway, that's a few of the Leo packages. Somebody was asking about those last week, so yeah, I like the Leo, the France, the Mexico. Yeah, it's expensive. That's why I only get them every now and then. Over the years, I've bought quite a few. Like, you know, you get into the Leos and then that kind of stuff, Speed Machines, the France. I've got like a few France pieces up there. I got few of the, I got a couple of Mexican pieces at the last convention. I got the black and the pink. I think I can grab those real quick. Oh, sorry about that. Whoa. So that's like the pink Mexico release there. And then this is the black one. I got both of these from the same guy. This one actually was in the package, but the package in the corner was so brittle, it was busting out. So I went ahead and got it out of the package and put it. I put all my cards, I try to get lined up, and then I put them in order on how they come out. And I have each casting throughout the years. Whenever the casting come out, all the way up to 1990, and then I stop at 1990 because that's kind of when I'm stopping the collection or whatever. But to find that one in that kind of shape was just unbelievable. We did some trading on some Blackwall stuff is the reason I got them, because I had a lot of Blackwall stuff in the package, because that Blackwall stuff is my passion. That's what I grew up playing with. So, and his passion was the Blackwall stuff. So, and Real Riders. I'm sorry, Real Riders was his. But anyway, yeah, I love those camper vans. I collected them there for a while. But they're just the Leo stuff is just so far out there. Every now and then something will come up with a new piece nobody even knew existed. I just try to pick them up whenever I can, find them or trade around to afford them. But over the years, you go to these Hot Wheels shows and conventions over the years, and there's going to be stuff you've never seen before, and it's like, if you can work out a deal to get stuff you hadn't ever seen, I'd say get it, because enjoy it for a while. And if you get to the point where you're like, you know what, this ain't my style, you can always trade it. And since it was so rare when you saw it, it's going to even be more rare and more expensive then. So you'll be able to trade for upgrade some red lines or whatever. I'm always trying to upgrade all my stuff. Sorry, I think I knocked the stuff around. But anyway, trying to think. I left my Optimus Prime out just because I enjoy looking at it. Yeah, Robert, the 70s, 80s Blackwalls is what I really went on. When I started going to conventions, I went to conventions in 2003 when I started, so I've been going, this year will be 23 years. And I used to walk into conventions and nobody cared anything about Blackwalls. It was all about the red lines. So I could buy them off the bed. Like I said, they'd be $1 a piece. I just go in there and try to make a deal on the whole bed. And that's how I started putting all my Blackwall collection together. I mean, that was really what I was into. And then, of course, you pick up red lines as you can afford them. I still don't have all my red lines aren't close to mint. I've got a few mint ones, but most of mine are in, I'd say, C7, C8 shape. And I'm pretty satisfied with that. And some of the harder to find stuff, you'll never, I mean, some of the stuff, I don't say you'll never, but it's just unbelievable. Like this black van, I'm tickled to have one, because some people won't, some people's never even seen one. And just to be able to have one to me is just awesome. And that kind of thing. So I don't mind picking them up if they're not mint, because A, I can get them for a bargain, and B, I can have an example for my collection. But yeah, I'm about spraying on the 67 red Camaro with flames. On card, oh, that's awesome. Years ago, I ran with a guy. That's awesome. You dumpster dive? That's awesome. I bet he got some really good stuff. I was trying to see if I had that Mustang that Camaro you was talking about. I know it's right here somewhere. I have one that I got a kid painted on the hood, and it's black. And that's what I was going to grab and show you. I'm not 100% sure where it's at up there right this second. If I see it real quick, I'll grab it. I don't want to take away. that's the bad part about the way I've got them too, is that I'm about to redesign them. I have them going straight across, and I want to do them up and down so it'll be a quick glance, so I don't have to try to go all the way across and then back around. But anyway, that's my problem. I wish I could find that one right quick. I can't remember what's close to it on the year. Because I think it come out, like you said, early 80s. And I don't believe it's over there. I was wanting to find that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What I was meaning by that, Richard, is that, yeah, they're cool to have them when other people's. Yeah, it's just because, I don't mind giving, $10 or $15 for a beater if I can, actually this one was a little bit more expensive on a trade, but a trade deal, I always trade up more. You know how it is with cash. But anyway, that's what I meant by just you don't ever see them, and a lot of people look for them, and if you can get one, it's pretty nice to have in your collection. Yeah, Marvin the Martian's over there. I bought him at the show, I guess the toy show here about 2 months ago now. Sorry about the silence. I'll try to get those 67s out next trip. I thought they were just right here, but evidently my years are messed up. I've been moving this stuff around so much lately, and I can't remember exactly where it is. I'd like to pull it down though and show you that painted hood. Yeah, couldn't find those Johnny Lightnings. It's fine. I'll look them up and I'll try to find them. It's no big deal. Yeah, I can't. If I were typing back and forth, y'all wouldn't probably be able to understand me. Even y'all might not be able to understand me now. But that Camaro, those Mustangs have got me puzzled now. I mean those Camaros, because I know it's. I'm gonna look it up because I got everything laid out by how this book's laid out, so it's easier for me to look it up and find whenever I get ready to. When I get ready to display them, I just want to be able to go through the book and look and go right down the low. So it's between the Fat Fender 40 and wow, one of those. Well, anyway, whenever I get done here, I'll be able to go over there and walk and pick it straight up. But I don't know what's wrong with me tonight. I'll quit looking back there, but that's bugging me because usually I can go right to a car when I'm thinking about it because I just messed with them. Last couple of days I've been trying to go through all that stuff I got and get through the black walls. Never seen the black one. Yeah, me either. Which one? The black one was on card. This I might be behind in chat, Robert. This one is the one that was on the card, but the end was busted out, so I just went ahead and I kept the card, put in a protector, and put it up, but I put this one in my loose collection behind me, and then the black one I don't have on the card, if that's what you're asking about. Sorry, Robert. Sorry about trying to look that up. I'll try to bring it down for next show. My mind's thinking about that 67, and I'm really disappointed that I don't know where I put it because I just pulled them down and looked at them 2 days ago. I don't know. My mind is just blown that I can't find those. Oh well. Sorry, I didn't mean to mess up the show too much. My mind's just blown. But anyway, yeah, on the show that comes out on Thursday, I stayed up and I recorded it last night, and I was up till about 3 o'clock this morning because I've had some questions about the value of eras, And it's hard to pin down a value of an era because, you know, to me it's all about what type of era it is, but then also what kind of casting it is. So I don't know what y'all's thoughts are on eras, but that's what I did my video on last night, plus what me and Daddy found, and then Lee sent me a awesome box of eras, and that was awesome. And so I wanted to put that out there because I've had a lot of questions over the last couple of weeks about values of eras, and it's just hard to put a number. You know, it just depends on the casting and the type. So I've put a video together that's going to kind of explain that. And that's my opinion, of course, but you know how that goes. Each person's got their own opinion on things. So anyway, yeah, I thought I'd bring down some stuff we talked about this last week. And I know y'all tired of seeing this, but that super right there, if you do get one and you collect this casting, I would say open it, because that's probably one of the prettiest colors I think they've ever put on that one. The regular is okay too, though. But Daddy found that at the Dollar General for me. And so I went ahead and opened it last night. Oh, Robert, you're talking about the red Camaro with flames? No, I don't think I have it anymore. I've actually sold it, I think, at one of the last or couple of 3 shows that I set up at. If I've got it loose, obviously mint. Sorry, my wife's typing something to me. If I've got the Blackwall mint loose, I don't really collect a lot of them in the card Blackwall wise, so I actually trade around and sell those, and so I can get, you know, more for my collection. Yeah, Carl. Some people don't even collect eras, and that's why I said, now, to people that don't collect eras are, you know, basically worthless, and a lot of people don't, you know, care about that. And that's, you know, when I come around, I find tables like that. Works good for me because I like to pick them up, you know, when I can. Not too expensive. Yeah, my wife says, what is on the wooden cabinet that is on the other side of the table you're at? That is not on camera. Is that what you're looking for there? That stuff's just that's my Marvin the Martian and another one of my rat finks and stuff over there. That ain't what I'm looking for, sorry. And then, yeah, Robert, some of them will. I think some other people will try to do that, but it's few and, to me, it's few and far between around here. But you know, I kind of like, I go to the shows and there'll be 4 or 5 cars laying there, and I'll see one that's messed up, and that's how I usually buy it. So I'm not saying that they couldn't do that, but I can understand what you're saying too, because some people have got a lot of eras on eBay, and because I look at eBay all the time, I actually sell a lot of cars on eBay over there, and the eras, I see some people have a lot of the same era on different cars, missing the tempo, so I can kind of see what you're saying there on that, because I would be worried about some of those eras, buying them off the internet for sure. Leach. On the Johnny Lightnings, I remember it's a different brand, but the Johnny Lightning made them. Forget what brand they are. It's all good, Lee. I'll check them out, and I'll try to figure it out this week. We'll talk about it again next Tuesday. Missing wheels, missing toast on the roller coaster. Yeah, Roger Dodger backwards chassis. That's awesome. I got one Roger Dodger with the chassis backwards, and that's a cool piece. I really do enjoy the era stuff. So I'm more into, I love this type of era. A lot of people don't, but I like little, I collect a combi, which I've been debating on back and forth whether I wanted to, you know, get rid of that combi, but you can kind of see the front wheel there is messed up on that one. And then here's another combi. The wheels were just so tight when they went in on some of them, they just would hit and bend down. That's the kind of eras. Look, he's got 3-wheel motion on that. But that's the kind of eras that I like to find. Yeah, Robert, that's cool. Keep all yours carded. Yeah, that's good. It's a good idea. They just every car after I started opening cars, they just look so different outside that plastic. It was just like, I'll keep them. And then like, I guess y'all have told y'all before if y'all see my videos, like whenever I opened this Super, I took a knife and cut around the edge. The way you can slide it out, and then you can, you know that it's been opened because the way it's cut, you couldn't really glue that back, but you've also can prove that this is a real one, is not a fake one, because I know a lot of them guys out there nowadays does a lot of good fakes. So if I've got the cardboard with it, I can say, yeah, this is, with the car, so I can prove what it is. I think most people know me well enough. I say some of y'all may not, but the people that knows me from around the shows and stuff knows I don't deal with anything that's fake. Like as far as I wouldn't make something fake and try to pass it off to anybody, because everybody kind of knows you in the community, and you don't want to be that guy that's trying to get over on somebody. But anyway, I've had that happen to me a few times whenever I was coming up through the years. I'm telling you, the late 90s, early 2000s, some of those eras brung some big money. I mean, not eras, variations brung big money, so people was doing them left and right. So anyway, mess with a scalper by taking tampons off the Scorpion scooter, put it back on the peg. I would probably picked it up if I found it in a store off a peg for sure, Carl. That's wild. I understand what you're saying. Errors are hard to price, not real price guide to go by. Yeah, it's really, Lee, a lot of the errors, you're talking 101. There might be a couple of them out there maybe because you got the same case whenever they were messed up or whatever coming down the package or something. But yeah, as far as putting prices on errors, like my video coming out Thursday, I didn't really want to put a price, but I kind of went over some of them, like the Super 55 gasser with the window that didn't get completely molded. I mean, I've been offered quite a bit of money for it, but I really don't want to sell it. You know what I'm saying? So, there's not a scammer out there, but no, there's not. There's a lot of scammers out there. Yeah, there is some people trying to get over on other collectors. Another reason I kind of wanted to do the channel is because I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, when I go into these conventions for the last 20-something years, you get to go to the conventions. I don't know if a lot of y'all go, but if you ever get a chance, it's awesome. And used to, like, the engineers and the designers, they'd be there to sign whatever cars or whatever you had for them to sign, but they'd come around and you talk to them, pick their brain about what happened over the years, and then you talk to the people. Like, I used to go around, like, every convention I'd get with Mike whenever I could for a few minutes, because he was always roaming the halls, and I'd pick his brain about some variations I'd found on some Blackwall stuff, and we'd have big discussions about that stuff. So I'm not the most knowledgeable when it comes to certain Hot Wheels. I just know I've got a lot of knowledge, and if somebody doesn't share it on YouTube or share it on these lives and stuff where other people will get it later on, it'll be easier for people to scam. Another reason that I like to go over, plus kind of show some more stuff that's out there that people collect that maybe some people don't know about. And I like to pass on some of those stories and that kind of thing. That's the main reason I started wanting to do the YouTube channel. I needed to get through my Hot Wheel collection. I want to get it out to where I can enjoy it. And I've only started getting it out for the last couple years. So, but yeah, the last 20 years going to conventions, it's like you get to talk to the designers and these people that's been collecting for, all their life. And then, they're getting older now. And that's another reason I wanted to kind of go over some history of Hot Wheels, because a lot of this stuff, the stories and stuff you've heard or talked about, is going to get lost. But anyway, I hate to go off on a tangent again, but that's just, my brain just works that way sometimes. So y'all finding anything good out there? Daddy's the only one I know has been finding some stuff around here, I mean. like I said, I found that that M2 chase piece, but I really wasn't even thinking about finding that. I actually wanted to find one of those because of the cardboard. I collect all the Peter Mac stuff. I think I've talked about that a couple of times. And so you'll hear me repeat myself quite a bit too, because whenever I was a trainer at work, I used to have to do that a lot, and it just got in. You know, I'll repeat and go over the same thing over and over. Got 3 target red cards, but the card is not a red. Huh, that's pretty cool. Pegs are empty since Christmas. Yeah, a lot of people have told me that lately when I went to these shows. Dollar Generals around here still hadn't hit the newer stuff. I'm figuring the boxes will be coming in any time. I'm kind of looking forward. I'm hoping to find one of those purple ones, 83s. Yeah, if you're in a small town, you're limited unless you can drive, you know. You start driving, you know, 30 minutes an hour one way and then stopping 2 or 3 places and striking out, do that 2 or 3 days, and you finally hit something. By the gas and the time you've spent, you know, it's almost, I would almost say it's always cheaper to go to a show and try to negotiate it down where you don't have to do a lot of the hunting if you're in a small town. My opinion, if you're out there shopping and you're just going into the store to be going in, by all means, I do the same thing. I hunt all the time, but I don't like go out every day and hunt. I do it. My wife will go out maybe once a week now or so, and then we'll stop, you know, on a couple places and hunt. But anyway, picked up some new cars, no hunts. Yeah, Carl looked at some new castings, not seen much that I like. I agree with you, Carl. The last piece that I picked up, well, besides the 83 Silverado, was the that I really had got excited about was the 77 Pontiac Firebird, and I thought they did a good job on this one. Now, I don't have the hunt of this yet. Of course, I'll eventually trade around and get one. Now, I don't know how y'all do, but if I want to hunt or super hunt or whatever, I just wait for the hype to go down, and I'll trade around for it later. This year it'll be $40, and I'll be able to get it maybe next year for like $20 or trade around to get it. Now, that's just the way I do it, but I feel like if you can wait, you'll come out ahead. It's hard to do that sometimes, especially if it's a cast and you're like, man, I really like to have that. But anyway, I'm going off a tangent again. Tons of old stuff keeps showing up. Yeah, I agree with you, Lee. A lot of 2023 stuff's been hitting around lately. Picked up another 50. Daddy did. He picked me up another one of the Tri-5 gassers there. I got buddies that customize these all the time, and they give them away for ropes and stuff at the shows. So I pick up a lot of 80. Plus, it's one of my favorite castings, so I may do some customs with them eventually. I'd like to do some customs with them, I ain't gonna lie, for the show here, just because, you know, I think it'd be pretty cool. I used to do the custom contest back in the day, and then once I won, I won one, and then once I won it, you got to go to the professional level, and I'm not a professional. I just wanted to do it. It was pretty fun back in the early 2000s. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind here on it. Yeah, the last few cases, common stink. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Carl's and my old job allowed me to travel several hundred miles a week from Canada. Oh, that's awesome. So you probably found a lot of stuff in, Carl. Found a fish chip purple truck. Couldn't find a super. Hey, the fish and chips good. And right now it seems like a lot of people are trading that purple truck for supers. So that would probably be pretty easy to do. I like the cars to roll good. I hear you. Live in a small town in South Carolina. Yeah, the small towns are tough sometimes. Now he's in a small town in West Virginia. Or Robert is. Yeah. Yeah, I love the gassers. I think they did a great job on that. I think Terry owns the real one now. He bought it from Brendan, the original designer, and he's got the real 55 gasser that's based off of. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I love all the gassers. Seen tons of the yellow and blue gassers. Yeah, I like the gassers, Lee. And yeah, Robert, the gassers are something that's kind of hard for me to leave the 55. hard for me to leave the 83. Daddy found another 83 of the brown one the other day. I think it was Dollar General. Well, they were getting that 2003 cases in. And I think this one's I like the paint job on this one, probably one of my favorite ones the last few times they've come out. Of course, this year you've already got the regular. Let's see, you just had the Zamac to come out in the special edition pack, and then you had the blue one, the blue Super. Now you've got the purple one, and now there's a light blue and white striped one that's about to come out of the 50 on the 83 Silverado. So they're pumping those out left and right. I wish I knew what the finale car is going to be for the convention, because I'm going to bet it's going to be a truck of some sort, because the other cars are all JDM and old cars. But anyway, I put some PR5s on the yellow gasser and it looks good. Yeah, I bet it does. Never seen the regular of the Firebird. Yeah, that's all I found around here. I picked up, I think I got 3 of them total. I ripped one right off the bat. It's over in front of my other rat fink on the other side. And then I picked up this one the other day at Dollar General. There was 2 of them, so I picked those up. And I thought those were, those are pretty cool. I'd like to find the Super, but I never found it, so I'll turn around and trade for it somewhere down the line. Like I say, I wait a lot of times a year or half a year, 30 minutes. I mean, half a year, 30 minutes. I'll wait 2 or 3 months and they'll die down, or I'll wait to the next year whenever the new hypes for the new hunts, and you'll see them drop. Yeah, the people that work in stock, most of the places already knows which ones to pick up, and they just go ahead and pick it up. So I understand what you're saying on that. But I don't like. I used to hunt religiously in the 90s and 2000s, early 2000s. I would be every day to work, every day after work. I'd be at the comic book store helping Randy. He owned Outer Limits Comics in Murfreesboro. I'd help him go through collections, and he paid me going through the collections in cars, which was awesome. And I used to run and do that. I'd stay at Walmart all night, waiting on the dump cases every night, and I done that for a few years. You'll find the cars, but then you got to give up time, and it's almost not worth that. Or at least to me, it's easier just to nowadays. They're so sewn up. It's easier just to go to one of these Hot Wheels shows, and then you can become friends with the people that's there, and trade around and get it. People that work stuff, yeah. We have tons of gassers that did maybe dry up by now, yeah. I did find that Firebird Super, just remembered. That's awesome, Carl. Chris, thanks for coming by, buddy. I appreciate it so much that you come in and, hang out with us. I'll holler at you this week sometime. Carl, I did that also, yeah. Lee's a door warmer. But yeah, I go off on these crazy tangents all the time, so y'all just have to reel me back in or listen to me ramble about stuff. But I've had a pretty good time going through. I bought, I don't know if y'all saw the last video when we got all those loose cars. I got it wrote down over here somewhere. How many cars I ended up getting out of that collection. I ended up getting 577 cars total loose in that stuff I bought at the show a couple weeks ago, and it ended up being a pretty good deal, because I got some red lines, and I got some sizzlers, I got some Johnny Lightnings, and a lot of black walls and stuff out of there. Reading every comment, that's great. Sorry guys, I don't know. I'm just trying to keep up and trying to keep it interesting for y'all. I know I'm trying to read here, but then I go off on these tangents sometimes. But oh yeah, found the dump bin and found 21 Blast Lane treasure hunts back in the day. Yeah, that's cool, Carl. Well, I don't even know what that Blast Lane brings nowadays. I remember when it come out, it was hot, solid gold and black. I had one night where I was at the and there was like 3 of us, and me would show up every night at the Walmart. It was back whenever the 57 T-Bird come out. I think that was around 99 or 2000. Anyway, they come out with a. They come out and told me. Well, they come out all the time because we would go get one of those fold-out chairs and sit next to the dump bin. And the manager knew whenever we were there, so he would come by and go, "Hey, we got the cases about to come out, whatever," or "We didn't get a truck today." If they said we didn't get a truck today, so everybody would head home. If they said, "Oh, we're about to come out," then we'd be there for sometimes another hour or so. And then, so he come by and told everybody that they didn't get a new truck in. Well, evidently, I had to get something for Rebecca that night because I went over to the grocery or something. When I come back by, they had actually rolled out. I don't know if it come from the night before or what, but they rolled out. It was 20-something cases. I was there by myself. I ended up getting like 1757 T-Birds, and I can't remember what the other treasure hunt was, but I got a mixture of the hunts, and I had a real good time trading around those. So I understand what you're saying on that. On those Blast Lane treasure hunts, it works out like that. Used to, they'd bring out pallets at a time and dump them. I appreciate that, Randy. I go on tangents all the time. I'm home away from home. Never seen more than one super anywhere. Yeah, back then, Robert, back in the day, there wasn't supers. It was just a regular treasure hunt, so that's what everybody was looking for. Used to have the green stripe on the side, so most of the people that worked there that didn't, that actually would buy, they just ripped the case, looked for the green stripe, grab it. Now they're, got the hidden little circle, but anyway, we all fussed about it for years, and they finally changed it. And now it doesn't really matter. Everybody knows what they are nowadays anyway. That was back before we had a lot of people didn't have the internet like they do now, so it was harder to come by and collect. Everything was in sections in the United States. Certain people would get case codes here and other people would get case codes there. But anyway, that's another story for another day. Vulcan Dollar General a month ago lifted a head, started. Oh, Mazda Super, that's awesome. Kmart Day, if Kmart was not town, Sears would have it. That's awesome. Kmart Days was one of our favorite times. We'd go, they used to have them 2 or 3 times a year, seems like. And they did them for a few years there, and it was always awesome. They got to the point there toward the end where they didn't have enough cases to go around, and we'd have to draw tickets to see if we could get a case. That's awesome. Saw one old boy, first giant dump bin, he pulled 20 supers. He left a bunch. That's awesome. Supposed to see ads during the live show. I don't know, Randy. Maybe I have it scheduled for an hour, and I think we're a little over an hour right now, so maybe that's why. I don't know much about the commercial things or whatever, but anyway, like I said, I hate to go on these tangents, but I figure, I just tell you what I'm thinking about at the time out of my head, or said if there's anything y'all like talking about or doing, we'll talk about it. Yeah, K-Days once a month. Oh, that's awesome. Ours was only like once every 3 or 4 months. I think they ended up going to 3 or 4 a year. I can't remember here. So I'm going to write down that 67 Camaro to, I'm going to find those 67 Camaro with the painted hood, try to, and have it on here by next week. Yeah, so like I said, I'll probably repeat myself on a lot of things. The guy, especially y'all that comes in here regular, just because that's the way I am on a lot of this stuff. But I hope everybody's had a good time. I've had a great time so far. I really like the Tuesday at 8 o'clock format. It's kind of more laid back. I'm sorry about that, Randy. I don't know what's going on the ads. I apologize. I don't really know how they do the ads on there, Randy. Maybe wrong, maybe every couple months. I don't know, Lee, but some places may have had them more than we had them. Like I said, back then it seemed like it was always sectional You know, it wasn't like. Then whenever they moved them to GameStop, I tried to go to a couple different GameStops, but they never had them. And most of them didn't even know what I was talking about. So I would like to see the drag buses. If you could shift those displays out a bit, I can look behind you. Yeah, I can move them up. I can bring them out if you want to look at them. You know, next week. This whole case. Let me see if I can move this seat here. I think that's the. I've sold a few of the drag buses and trade them around. I think that's all the drag buses right now that I have. They start down at the very bottom. They work to here. I think it's. I've got a few more. I don't know exactly where. Like my M&Ms. Well, there's the M&M. There's a couple more that's over in another case. I've got to move over, but I'm thinking about selling this. I'm thinking about selling most of the drag buses, keeping a few of them. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I have only had one ad. That would be cool. This will be one that I'll keep. It was signed. This is 1997. Is whenever we got this signed, and I'll keep this one in my collection. I keep all my signed stuff, and this is the J.C. Whitney bus. This was the third bus to come out, I believe. You had the first edition, and then they had the employee Christmas party bus, and then this was the next bus for the next year. But anyway. That's cool, Carl. What I'm gonna do is I'll try to pull them out next week. If you want to look at them, y'all into looking at some drag buses. I don't mind pulling them out. I've got some more somewhere. I've got to find 2 or 3 more over there. I've sold a couple of them because I like what I got here, but there's a few more that I'll probably end up getting rid of. Another reason I decided not to do the drag buses anymore is I like to complete everything, and I wasn't ever going to be able to complete all the employee piece drag buses, so that's just the way that is. But anyway, that's cool, Carl. We'll talk. Yeah, I appreciate it, Lee. That is a cool bus. I like it. I've got it. I had it loose. I think I ended up selling my loose one because I got that one signed, and I was just going to keep that one there on sign. Shannon Gibson, I appreciate it. I'm glad that you joining the chat anytime you want. We're just here hanging out, talking Hot Wheels and different diecast. I don't know a ton about the M2 stuff and the Johnny Lightnings, but I enjoy the talk about it. But I appreciate you coming here and checking it out. Just picked up the J.C. Whitney bus, no signature. That's cool, Carl. That's a good piece. It's undervalued, I think. Now it used to be real high, and then it's dropped down to somewhere around the $40 to $50 range, I think now. Love the drag buses and the turtle bus. Yeah, I didn't even pick up the turtle bus, and I like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I just have kind of decided I think I'm going to be done with them. I've also got all the monster truck buses over there. Like I said, I can pull those out. We can talk about those some next week. No problem. My internet buses are somewhere. I think they got the gold, the blue, and the bronze. And the gold one's here, but I don't know where my blue and bronze. That's some of the ones that are missing right now, and I know I've got them somewhere. But we'll talk about some of those buses next week. I don't mind. If I'd have known, I'd have pulled them out sooner today. Yeah, the Ellen Lucky Charms were cool. I still need the blue internet bus. Yeah. Take her easy. Take her anywhere you can get. Good. The first edition bus is what got me restarted. Trade in. Oh, that's cool. I've got the first edition bus. I've got the prototype, one of the prototypes to it. I'll try to remember to try to get it out. I've got a couple of eras, and I've also got it signed on the first edition. So those will be the ones I'll end up keeping in that bus, and then probably the Moon Eyes. And the rest of them I'll probably, and then maybe the 76 bus, but the rest of them I'll probably start letting go. So yeah, we can holler about that. I think got the drag bus or two. That's cool. No worries. I was looking forward to the Zowies. That's cool, Carl. And like I said, I'll do the buses next week. I'll just try to get them out here. We can kind of go through some of them. The Zowies, I'm wanting to eventually get all of them together, and I want to do a video on those because a lot of people don't know the differences, and I want to make sure, everybody can see them a little better. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Sure, back on. Enjoyed all the Hot Wheels. I missed the K-Day events. Yeah, I agree. The Redline Club, Lee. I was a member. My first membership was, I can't remember, the first year. I was the first year. I think my number was like 300 and something. And then, because they used to give you the cards, remember? And you could carry the cards with you, and it'd say member since. Had it in the side. I've actually got one of the cards, I think, laying over here. Well, I must have lied because I can't remember where I put it right now. But like I said, I'll bring some of this stuff out for next week. We'll talk buses next week. Anything else y'all might want to talk about next week if y'all know ahead of time. The only reason I pulled this stuff out is so that, because we talked about it last week and I thought we'd go over it again and try to go over it and talk about it a little bit more. Glad Daddy found the Super for me. I've been leaving this one out on the desk because I love the Optimus Prime. So that'll be another piece that I'll end up picking up. And, this was the unspun, but I just love the looks of it. So I've been leaving it out to look at. I come down here and when I'm doing stuff, trying to get these straightened out, I kind of always looking around or whatever's up here. So I like to keep stuff up there I like to look at. So yeah, the Spectre Flame's nice. Yep. It was part of the Johnny Lightning Club, mid-2000s I was. Had a card also. That's cool. Well, I've enjoyed it this week. If y'all think of anything y'all want to talk about for next week, y'all can either leave it in the comment on the next video or y'all got my Instagram. You can Instagram me and I'll try to get some stuff laid out for next week. But I'll definitely get the buses out. I want to get the 67 Camaro out with the painted hood. I want to try to find it because I swear I just moved that thing yesterday or day before. And I'm going to look up those Johnny Lightnings here. I've got that wrote down. I want to check out and see what those are about. But like I said, if there's Hot Wheel cases, are you talking about like... You talking about like this kind of case, or are you talking about like opening the big cases? I'm sorry. Sorry that you lost the chat, Randy. But Carl, yeah, whatever, I can, like I said, if there's anything that y'all want to talk about for next week, I appreciate that, Richard. Yeah, I've got some. It's going to be a little bit for me to dig them all out, but I can definitely dig a few out right now because I've got a lot of red line ones that I can see right now in front of me, and I've got a few Blackwall ones there, but I think a lot of those are still up in the shop. But yeah, I can pull some of those out too. I've even got some cases for like micro machines and stuff like that because I collected those when I was a kid, so I've got my case from when I was a kid and stuff like that. So yeah, I love the artwork on especially all the old cases up till the early 90s. They were awesome. yeah, I'll try to pull out some cases and we'll talk about some cases next week too. I mean, I don't mind at all. Like I said, that's what I like doing here, and I liked about the live. I mean, I know I'm kind of all over the place, but I don't mind. We'll talk about whatever I can get to. I'm wanting to eventually get this where I can have it laid out where I can actually give y'all a little bit of a tour on a video, because I get down here and I get just lost in all the different stuff that Hot Wheels put out, and it's kind of crazy, really, if you get down to it. But anyway, guys, I appreciate it. Thank y'all all for coming. Thumbs up on the video if you liked it. We'll do it again. I like the 8 o'clock on Tuesday. It seems like y'all kind of said that too. So, and I'm gonna try to keep the quiet time, whatever you want to call it, the dead time, slower, and I'm trying to keep up with the chat as much as possible and not be lagging so much. But appreciate y'all coming back and seeing me. And if y'all want to check out the video Thursday, it's about price of eras, the box of eras I got from Lee. Appreciate that, Lee. And what we picked up on the way to Dayton, Ohio show. So anyway, y'all have a great one, and I'll catch y'all hopefully next Tuesday if y'all don't see y'all before then. So appreciate it.